everybody, Jason here from Ghostbusters News, and today we're going to be featuring another upgrade to the previously available crowdfunded Ghostbusters Plasma Series Spengler's Proton Pack, as we're going to be swapping out the split loom, gas mask hose, and the connector that attaches the Neutrona wand to the pack. But I mean, why would I do that? The connector hose that came with it, it works great, right? Well, kind of. I mean, it wasn't perfect. Likely the biggest complaint coming from this thing was that fabricated gas mask hose portion that's pretty stiff. As well, some fans, they did report power issues due to the connection not being the best, causing the Neutrona wand to randomly turn off. The concept of swapping out the hose, in particular the actual connectors, that does sound like a pretty big job. However, these replacement pieces made by Tools and Talent Props over on Etsy, which by the way we do have a link to their Etsy page down below. But yeah, the whole process, it is said to be for the most part painless, dare I say easy. Now there are quite a few different options that they do have available. I went with the 2-pin no solder, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to actually get this thing installed, so let's go ahead and do just that. So first thing, we're going to detach the pre-existing hose just by unscrewing it. From there, detaching the existing connection port, and all we need there is just an Allen key. Once that's been removed, we've got these two wires, which we're going to snip, leaving a few inches just to play around with. We're going to swap out that connector that we just removed with this rather high-end looking TNT connector, which does include a rubber cap that you can either choose to keep attached or remove it, depending on your preference. From there, connect the wires, matching the colors from the pack to the TNT connector. Again, the kit I picked up, it was solderless, and after that, we're going to use the same screws that we just removed to secure everything in place. And I just mentioned it a second ago, but again, I'm choosing to keep the cap attached as I think it gives the pack an added layer of realism, plus it protects the port whenever the hose is unattached. From there, we're going to remove the Hasbro hose from the Neutrona wand. And I'll admit, this is the first part where I got a little nervous, as I had to cut into the Haslab loom, and I'd recommend you do this very slowly, assuring you do not snip any wires. Once you get that loom removed, figure out how much wire you'd like to work with. It's recommended about 1.5 inches. We then have this new connector port, and this is going to attach to the wand and also attach to those wires that were just exposed. And much like before, we're going to match up the colors red with red and black with black. Putting the connector into the wand, I tucked the wires into each side and with a bit of Gorilla Glue on each end, secured everything together. And then finally, Tools and Talent Props, they included this little heat shrink here. You just put it on and then you either blow like a blow dryer on it or maybe like a lighter like I used. And in doing so, not only will the heat shrink get bonded to that area, but it also hides the seam between the two areas we just glued together. It was easy enough, and everything now, it is so flexible, even that gas mask hose. And best yet, we've got power going to the wand and absolutely no power issues. Oh, and I really love this feature. To detach the hose now, there's just like a little push button on each end. Just push, and there you go. So to say the least, this is a huge upgrade over the hose Hasbro they included, and it is highly recommended for anyone who's had issues with theirs or just wants something quite a bit better. Actually, I'd say more than quite a bit better. I mean, this is infinitely better. I mentioned it earlier, this, along with a few different variations of this hose, they are available from Tools and Talent Props over on Etsy, and you know we've got that link down below in the description. As well, do not forget to use promo code GBNews at checkout, and in doing so, the first 20, you're going to be entered to win one of the brand new Cinemark Slimer popcorn buckets. So Ghostbusters fans, that does it for this one. As always, be sure to subscribe right here to Ghostbusters News on YouTube. If you'd like to join up with us, check out our Patreon page. A link to that is also down below, and we'll see you right back here next time.